It's like a book of
Yeah.
poetry. Every poem may not be the same topic, so you put them together under different times in your life. This is my dark period. This is
Mhm.
lady who painted in blue for a whole year, and I mean everything she painted was just but it was every shade of blue, and she didn't repeat the same shade twice, and it was just breathtaking how when you allow yourself to be creative, the things that you can come up with, and that's where marketing comes in. Nobody said
Yeah.
you can't do it. Nobody said you can't do it. In the age that we live in now with AI and everything else, go crazy. Have a good time. Be
Yeah.
responsible. Be very responsible, but be creative. Open your mind. Stop being afraid to try new things. That's the only way that we're ever going to have anything different is if we do something different.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is one of the things that I tell people is the difference between a business idea and a business opportunity is an idea is something that someone will say like, "Oh yeah, that sounds interesting," but if you can learn how to make the inconvenient convenient, people are willing to pay you for it.
Mhm.
And realistically, like, there's something that you know that is inconvenient to someone else, and the more they prioritize it, the more it's gonna be something that they're willing to be able to pay you for. So, and how to is definitely something that there are people that know how to do something that other people may not know how to do. You don't have to be great at it, you just have to be maybe 3 or 4 steps ahead of where they are.
Right.
And the other thing that came to mind is you just talking about that in general. It's just so many different ways to package something together and be able to turn it into something where it's here's my life experiences, here's my journey. Like you said, poems. I used to write a lot of poetry when I was younger, and it would be different phases, different things that I was thinking about. And then it's like you said, you can put them together as chapters. It's showing different people parts of your life. And if you bring it back around to the marketing standpoint, that's just another way that people feel like they got to know you because
Right.
they're like, okay, well, you're in this phase. I remember that phase, or I haven't hit that phase yet, or it's so many different ways for people to get invested in what it is that you're doing, and then it's really just a matter of how you package it to be able to draw them in. The other thing that I don't want to forget is going back to Avon. There's so much to perception and the story. And like you said, showing someone, I'll use clothing as an example. There are a lot of people that say, oh, well, luxury brands. And what they're really buying is they're buying the story.
Yeah.
Like, the clothes are the clothes. Like, some of these clothes are being made someplace just as cheap or even cheaper than some of these other places that people are doing, are creating them, and they're selling it for so much more. It's just they're selling a story, they're selling an experience, and if you can package that experience properly, then it makes it so much better. For lack of a better way to be able to put it, we were talking about, like, clubs and stuff like that. There was a club in New York, The Tunnel. I don't even know if it's around anymore, but the advertiser and marketing and me, I peeped it very early. They would have a line down the block. And they would, oh, well, it must be jumping in there that you got a line that long. And if you're at the front of the line, by the time you get in the club, you realize you're the only person that was in the club. And it's because they kept everybody outside to build up the line to be able to make you think that you were getting something. And then once you got in, if you go to Louis Vuitton and some of these places where they don't allow you to just walk in, they make you have to stand behind the thing and then the person lets you in, you think you're getting something.
Right.
And then you get in and you realize, okay, well, I mean, this might just be the same old stuff, but like you've added prestige to it. There's the people that, for lack of a better way to put it, there are people that are buying the same clothes that they can get from anywhere else. They're just buying the bag that comes with it
But
because, ooh,
we
there's a
got to
Louis
talk
Vuitton
about it.
bag. Ooh, there's this, there's that. So it's you're buying a story that you can tell to someone else. And sometimes one of the things that I'll tell people when it comes to the business is if you're not giving them a story to tell, they're going to tell their own story.
Right.
And for me, my thing is I don't want someone telling the story of, oh, let me show you how I got this on the cheap. No, we're not telling that kind of story.
Right.
I'm going to show you, here's
Right.
the value that I bring. Here's all of the things that makes this worthwhile. So when you say that you got something, people, well, why'd you get this? Let me tell you why I got it. Let me tell you all the things it means and all of this and all of that. So when you're talking about putting a story together, even if you're saying a how to build a window, if you put a story around what made you think about putting together a window, well, I mean, my mother had this house, and when they first built it, they rushed through it because they just wanted to be able to get the house. But over the years, we started to notice that it would be too cold in the room, and then I'd have to put a blanket over, or we had to pay extra for heating and things like that. But Eventually, I got tired of doing that, and then I realized, you know what? What we can do is we can redo that window frame and insulate it. And the moment I did that, all of a sudden my heating bill went down, my air conditioning bill went down, and now let me tell you some of the stuff I did with that money.
Uh-huh.
People forget that they were talking about a window, and all of
Mhm.
a sudden they have a story to be able to tell, and that's what people are actually buying. They're buying
Mhm.
the story that they can turn around and tell to somebody else. So much of what people are buying is they're buying ways to be more interesting to the people that they want to be able to impress in their lives or the people that aren't in their lives that
You
they want
ain't
to have
never
in their
lied.
lives.